blazing. He's taken this whole thing under his belt, and he demanded
What's
that
going
the Chinese
on?
nationals be deported. This particular one,
Y'all
he
ain't
also
gonna believe
warned of
this.
possible protests if nothing was
But
done.
yes, you are.
And he said, the said company, it's called Sung Yen
You
Feng,
gonna
is
believe
set
it.
to be opened by
The
Mnangagwa.
hell
So he
I
was
just do
like,
this
this needs to be
time.
set up. This needs to be sorted out.
Wait
Otherwise,
a minute.
the president will be terribly embarrassed when he comes to open this factory. And he said, this speaks to the issue of being a second-class citizen in our own country. The government must deal with this
Wait a
immediately. I
minute.
agree. But now, imagine the story gets even worse. I thought that was the worst to deal with it, right? And
You gotta see
but
this
get
damn
this. So
video.
now, when they were investigating this, right, when the chief Chimero, they were now
You gotta listen to Dr. Mambe,
was
the
reigned
rocket.
with
Alright? I'm gonna pause it
I,
for a second.
I just
I'm gonna pause this for a second. Make sure you got me on the screen. I don't know what it is about us not knowing who the hell our enemy is, but it seemed like these Chinamen people will just try you on your own continent, in your own kingdom, in your own city and town. They will try you. Let's watch Dr. Mommy. She gonna, I mean, it's getting out of hand when people put their hands on indigenous people in general. Now you can say all those Hamites and all that other shit you say. You know how these on the corner Hebrew Israelite brothers. Oh, that's the Hamites. No shit. That's not the point. I'm talking about indigenous people, period. Dark skinned people. They put their hands on us with no problem. No problem. Look at this.
how's 2019 treating you? It's only June and so much has happened. We're now into our winter season here in Africa, so we're freezing. That's why you see me in the Maasai blanket. But really, 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 something is afoot across Africa, and it's exciting. And actually, one of the reasons I'm kind of happy, even though I'm reporting a totally messed up story, is because I haven't had to report about the Chinese behaving badly that much this year. Either they're behaving themselves, or they're managing their narrative and making sure it doesn't peek out to some of us investigative journalists. But you know what? A Chinese national actually beat up a Zimbabwean chief. Can you imagine? Like, this is so messed up. So what happened is this local chief, which is AKA like major traditional leader of a community, he was on Monday beaten up so badly by a Chinese national that he actually sprained his hand. And what happened is that he had noticed that this happened in Norton, in an area called Norton in Zimbabwe. Is that this chief noticed that a lot of his villagers or his community people were not getting jobs at the local factory. So he went to find out what the deal was, and so he went through security, did all the necessary things. Then, as the moment he passed through security, all of a sudden there was according to the chief now, there was a flying kick, kung fu style from the left, and all of a sudden he was rained with slaps and kicks and just punches until he fell to the ground and he sprained his hand. So this is so crazy. And first of all, shout out to our brother Dalala for sharing the story. I hope I pronounced your name right. So now, so he had actually, after trying to approach management, and this is a towel manufacturing factory that was recently opened in Norton, and they're saying that, it's supposed to be opened by Mnangagwa actually very shortly, like in the very near future. In this huge state function, despite there being so many issues with this whole situation. So now, the chief is actually known as Chief Merrill. His full name is Brown Shopper. And Chief Chamorro has, he had actually said that he welcomed the Chinese with open arms when they wanted to come and build a factory in his village. He thought it would be actually creating jobs and it would be a win-win for the villagers and the Chinese. This is why I need to be educated about who these people are. Like sometimes these Western African leaders will keep such a strong grip on the news in their nations that they don't, even the warnings against the enemy are there. And so these are people that said, no, because poor Chief Mao, he thought it was a good deal to invite the Chinese to come and invest and create this factory. He thought he was now going to create all kinds of jobs for his community, etc., etc. And they became very gifts. It was all this warm relationship. Then less than 2 years later, they're beating your ass down. Hey, that's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. And the fact that he was left with a sprained hand is not cool. And but now all of a sudden, this Chief Chimero, he said that the Chinese had been abusing a lot of his citizens, and he regretted ever inviting them to set up a factory in Norton. And he said, when they opened the gates, I got in with permission from security. Now he's narrating a story. And he, quote unquote, the Chinese national, came out of nowhere and kicked me. My hand is in pain. The person who attacked me is a Chinese national, and I'm on my way to report the matter to the police. And not only did he report the matter to the police, but he took it one step further, and he went to see a gentleman called Temba Mliswa, who is a member of parliament for that region. A lot of people call him the Moema of Zimbabwe. He's fiery and everything. And it was awesome what he had to say. I'll share right after this.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Now wait. I want y'all to pay close attention to what's about to happen. Come on, man. It's slow on their end. You see that sister right there? He had to damn push that rascal. Oh, let's look at it again. Look, they got him. Now you'll think in China the way they handle these brothers, this brother in the white shirt especially. You would think in Hong Kong or some damn where, Chinese people in their own country, but in Africa, and they gonna manhandle the man in a black village like this, bro. It don't make no sense how we don't think these people is our enemy. They come and they build factories and shit, and then when you get in trouble, they go upside your head and think your people you don't supposed to do anything. That's how people look. They look at us like we have no protection amongst each other. Like nobody give a damn about us. It's even our kind. So that's why they think they can just handle this black man in any type of way. Keep looking. Look at it. Look. She pushed his ass out.
You are joking. You are joking, my dear. You are joking. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. You are outside the country. Enough. Why do you fight? Why do you fight?
Look, look. Here, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause it. They can't follow directions worth a damn. They can't follow simple instructions to comply. Everybody wants black people to comply, but they don't want to comply, all right? So look, like I said, you don't think they in Hong Kong with damn China some damn way. The way they handle these black people in their own village. They got the black guy. Like we take him to our little home hideout so we can have a little talk with him. Y'all just mind your business, folks. We got him. We got him. We gonna take him. We want to take him. We got this. We don't got.
Now why are you fighting? Wait. What do you want to see? What do you want to see?
That dude punched his ass that time. He ain't playing that shit. He ain't playing that soft shit. They got his ass by his foot and throw the damn Ford F-150.
Welcome back to Africa on the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? So, this poor chief, Chief Chinamen, was rained with slaps and kicks and ended up with a sprained hand at the mercy of a Chinese national in his own village, among his own community. This is so crazy. And, he went and actually reported the matter to the police, but he took it one step further and he went to outspoken independent legislator, who many compared to Malala, many compared to being like the EFN. And of course, he came out guns blazing. He's taken this whole thing under his belt and he demanded that the Chinese nationals be deported, this particular one. He also warned of possible protests if nothing was done. And he said, the said company, it's called Sun Yen Feng, is set to be opened by Mnangagwa. So he was like, this needs to be set up, this needs to be sorted out. Otherwise, the president will be terribly embarrassed when he comes to open this factory. He speaks to the issue of being a second-class citizen in our own country. The government must deal with this immediately. I agree. But now, imagine the story gets even worse. I thought that was the worst to deal with it, right? And but get this. So now, when they were investigating this, right, when the chief Chimero, they were now reasoning to having a little conference, it started to emerge that there's been a lot of sexual abuse of women in this village, and how a lot of women were asked for sex in return for favors, in return for jobs, allegedly. And now they were saying that there's actually been an increase in STDs and STIs. Ew, like Chinese STIs just floating around in the village. So nasty. And so he also, so he claimed that the prevalence of the STDs had actually gone up, and it was all because of this, misuse and use and abuse from the Chinese. And first say the Department of Immigration must deal with this immediately. This Chinese man must be deported. For as long as they make people who are foreigners more superior than us, there shall be protests, there shall be demonstrations, and there shall be a message which should be sent to them foreigners. And I really, I'm not advocating for any kind of violence or anything, but Really, it's so terrible when Africans on the continent, on our motherland, like this is the only home we have, literally, because they've taken the rest of the world. Because we were everywhere, story for the days. But this is the only continent we have. So when on our continent we're still treated like second-class citizens, our women are still having to give up their bodies in order to eke a living because our corrupt leaders have stolen all the money. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. And, sadly, like Chinese nationals in Zimbabwe are known to assault not only chiefs and additional leaders, but even government officials. There's been quite a few different clips that have been floating out there showing them beating up, harassing police officers, harassing members of parliament, like they're higher than the citizenship and the government of these nations. And it's a problem.
What did I tell y'all? They act like they over black people and just like we animals, man. Like we can't comprehend shit. Like we got it. Like when we go back to this video, hold on a second. See, here's the deal. They got them cornered right here, right? They got these two meatballs cornered, right? Got them cornered, right? So they don't want to comply, like they always tell black people, you should comply. You know how these damn people might say. So they're not, nobody else want to comply, but they want black people to comply, But,
you are joking. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. You are outside this country.
he looking like he want to karate chop his ass. Like, he gave him that hands that shit. Like, look. Yeah, Sam. Like, I'll put some body kicks in your ass, man. I will do you in, African brother. Them African brother beat the damn. I hope they should. Where are their hands? Uganda. Damn, they need to be in Nigeria so they can get their damn ass whooped.
You are outside this country. I know.
And they grabbed him. They grabbed him. And like, how? How is he letting them grab him like that? So now they got the tall dog one. All of them dog, but shit. They got the short Chinamen, got the damn tall dog one, and like we got him. We gonna take him to our resting place so we can have a little chat with him. You folks just mind your business and keep like we just some dumb asses. Like, and for you, here we go again with that Hamite shit. Those Hamites, regardless, they are indigenous people. And I was just at the Kroger's grocery store, and it was a damn nail salon in Fayetteville, Georgia, and there was a black woman coming out with her kids. And she went no damn Hamite. But we always cater to these damn people. We just like dumb. Like, like we just don't comprehend shit. They should have whooped their ass good.
What are you fighting? Mr. Minister. Wait. Wait. What do I see?
He keeps saying, don't try. Not listening to you, man. That dude with the white shirt on, That dude right there, he wouldn't hand that shit. He wouldn't hand that shit. You can say, you can keep saying don't try all damn day long. The brother with the white shirt, polo shirt, he wasn't trying to hear that shit, man. And that fool in the green shirt right here, he tapped him like nobody laying hands on these Moabites. Like nobody put hands on these damn Moabites. Good hands. This dude, he tried, but bam! This fool keep talking about don't try. And throw his ass in the back of the damn paddy wagon. Wake up. That's it. I just want to get right quick. It's too late. In the day. Well, tonight. So I got a couple more videos. There's a heat wave that's coming from Africa. I might do that right quick. It's hitting Europe, and they say hell is coming. So Europe is about to get another heat wave. Europe is about to get another damn heat wave. This damn computer ain't worth it. I don't know if the light or what, but that's all. When black people invite China to a fucking village, all hell. Do another second, all right? Wake up, Israel, see you next time. Shalom.